That's actually really cool. This is yeah. This I know. I'm by YouTuber who can't remember his own name. Fiona Mohammed. There was a game here, which is I don't know what this is. It's Pirates of the War, which is basically which you don't know which this is basically where you either take over territories, you fail your CT up, or you fail your troops up. That's the thing. Why on it? There's a thing. You got Britain, France, Austria, Nepal, Spain, Russia, Poland, Lithuania, on that time. That's probably one of the tougher wars, guys. Not really tough, but a lot more powerful, a lot more military, a lot more navy. Like this guy. Once you first get in, everything's chaotic, you got no more to do. And so many things that you got build up, and this is ridiculous. Yeah. And temperature. Russia's okay. We know that we're going to get more, especially good on about 2 states, but it's kind of like Russia, pretty powerful. I took over all of India, most of Europe, and some of the United States. In like a few years after they got the Mongol Empire. Well, I just made them a puppet, but hey. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. Confederacy. Actually, yeah. One combination. Let's go with kind of hard for me to choose, which I also have the Warpath campaign, which is you can play as the Indian tribes, which is Iroquois, alone, when not Plain Nation, which is more Virginia, Pueblos, where Texas and Mexico. Mexico is. It's my name, doggy. And Cherokee, which is over here. Which are my people because I have Cherokee blood in me. Let's go ahead and do with this. I'm not stuck to any of them. You guys can read this if you want. Pause the video, read it. I'm not going to do battles. The only type of battle that I'll probably be doing is the major one. Even there, I probably won't do. I don't really like it too much.
Our war on British tyranny begins tonight. In Boston, brave men fight for the right to govern themselves. Tonight, we fight for freedom. As I bear witness to the sacrifice of this generation, I take great comfort in the memory of our forefathers, those pioneering men who traveled to these shores seeking a new life. Like the intrepid Captain John Smith and his fellow settlers, we too seek a new world, not only for ourselves, but for future generations of Americans. As I look back on their endeavors, at the unknown dangers that awaited the pioneers over every rise and behind every tree, I am reminded that I play but a small part in a much greater story.
Yeah, here you go.
Ready yourselves, men! Fire!
I like Whisk.
Stay behind cover, men!
War. These guys are all
They're charging again!
very sensible and very sensible.
Steady!
Hopefully I'm not.
Hold the line!
Infantry! Fire! Close to range! Yes, sir!
Charge!
Attack!
Break off attack!
Following orders! Stick it to us!
Watch the trees, men!
Yes, sir! Following orders!
On the right!
Break off! Right away! Yes, sir! Attack!
Sorry guys, it's kind of motion stream. Kind of hard to do that in fucking stream time.
Fall back! It is done. Orders understood! Engage! Orders understood! Shoulder strength!
Following orders! Close to range! Fire! Yes, sir! Engage the enemy! Infantry! Yes, sir! Stick it to him!
Break off attack!
Anything's not here that's strong. You really roll.
Retreat!
Yes, sir!
Break off!
Right away!
General Anstar after. Orders understood! Run away! Orders understood! Retreat!
Following orders! Right away! Yes, sir! Attack!
Fast as we can!
Following orders!
Understood!
Right away!
As fast as we can! General Staff, following orders! Attack!
How did that work in my channel?
Infantry reporting! Right away, sir! Yes, sir! Following orders!
Come on. Carry it down.
General Staff, report immediately! Immediately!
And we have one. Bravo, guys. You won the first battle. We tried to do this
From the very beginning, there have been hardships,
once a week.
irreplaceable losses,
Or the weekends.
brothers, fathers, sons lost to war, famine, and disease. And yet our forefathers endured, refusing to give up on the one thing they all believed in so fervently: freedom. Those brave men built a future from an inhospitable land, taming it and making it their own. But the wild land was not the only threat. The natives were a constant menace, lurking at their borders, always ready for battle. It became obvious that until borders were clearly established, peace would continue to be elusive.
You must lead the early settlers to establish Jamestown as a safe...
Don't really care about that.
This is Jamestown, the capital of the region of Virginia. A message box will inform this is your army. The highlighted area represents the extent to which this army can move this turn.
Don't really care about that crap. Yeah. Can't do anything. Or not building.
There is often a choice of building types to construct in a resource slot. You can only follow one of these building chains.
Yeah. Go here. Got fruit.
You have entered a unit into the recruit.
Just unlocked always. Yeah, see? Either this quickly captures that I get you.
Oh, you have successfully built a peasant farm and local fishery in the Jamestown region. Jamestown should now grow and prosper, so it's time to deal with the threat from local native tribes.
Let me go to tea.
Your next compulsory mission is to capture the village of Werawacamocco, deep into unknown territory to the northeast.
Well, before I do that, I would like to gather up my troops. Okay. Now,
Oh, you have successfully captured the village of Werawacamocco and are well on the way to reducing the threat to Jamestown. The condition of victory for completing this episode is to capture the village of Shakamaxon.
as you can see, you guys can read this if you want. Pause the video, read it. You really care much about it. Once again, you can read this. Pause the video. Read 3 minutes to do it. Okay. Yeah. Gotta take this out now. While we're at it, go ahead. Ah, I can't do it yet. No. Capture. Food. One thing that I love about this game is extra strategy. It's kind of like a Horseifying 4, kind of, but it's a little more in depth with the ministers and trading and I mean, yeah, so Horseifying does that, but you can't really change. Oh, okay. It's been a while since I played Horseifying 4, which I may be doing a few of those videos as well. Go ahead. Fruit. You. Okay, that's you. Oh no. Ah. Go on.
Ready and awaiting orders. We shall triumph. Glorious victory! Sir, your orders? Yes?
Healing you.
Forward! Ready and awaiting orders. And country!
Keep forward.
Use backspace on your keyboard to stop the movement of your armies, navies, and agents on the campaign map.
Forward!
Armies that are not large enough to be affected.
Your orders, Your Majesty.
And then come go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Anything more? Make ready! March!
And there we go. We got the army now.
Immediately! Sir! Troops, forward! Proud and victorious. Your Majesty?
New units have been recruited.
Ready for orders.
Left-click to select Jamestown.
Now, I have properties. Like I said, I don't really like doing battles.
The siege is lifted.
I have to get over. And I got the first chapter, which is only 17 minutes.
As time went by, hostilities between the natives and settlers began to fade, and more ships carrying the hopeful arrived daily. Over the next 100 years, the population swelled, and the fight for territory began. Both the British and the French set their sights on the valuable Ohio Valley. And when the French built a line of forts across the valley, I was sent to demand the instant withdrawal of their troops. They refused, and the British retaliated by sending an army under General Braddock to take the valley by force. I was unlucky enough to be an officer in that army. Braddock's limited knowledge of his surroundings and his refusal to listen to counsel led to his downfall. He marched us straight into a French ambush. Our men were massacred. The cries of the wounded still haunt my dreams. This terrible loss encouraged the British to take a closer look at the tactics and cunning employed by their native allies. Use of these warriors and their knowledge of the land would prove to be the key to claiming the Ohio Valley.
No. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and it there.
The French have established a series of forts in the Ohio Valley.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
My lord. Ready and awaiting orders. Waiting for your orders. Troops, forward!
Let's do this one. So you guys saw your work, the compromises and everything. This is where you do see any alliances. Go to the axis, which you can move it and show the land. Do that.
Now that you have negotiated an alliance with the Iroquois, you will be able to recruit native warriors to bolster your armies.
Bye-bye. Oh. But just go and get some meeting in. This is space at a tester. I guess.